Hey sports fans, this is straight from the basement with OMMY. I'm a sports fan who always said, if I never played a sport professionally, then I want to talk about it. I'm born and raised in New York City. Played organized basketball for several well-known teams in the mid-'70s and the early '80s, such as the legendary Home Cold Rucker Tournament, Melbank, Stone Gym and Riverside Church, LaGuardia House, and my all-time favorite, Each One Teach One. Having sports in my life at an early age always kept me out of trouble. If I wasn't playing basketball, I was either playing football or baseball. Hey sports fans, this is straight from the basement with OMMY, where my opinions, views, and facts will cover the hottest, the latest, and the past sports events. Welcome once again. I want to continue to thank everyone who has liked and subscribed to my podcast. And if this is the first time you're viewing it, please do the same. As always, before I even get into today's topic, yes, I got two hot topics to talk about. My first hot topic is the $700 million stunner. Shohei Ohtani to the Dodgers on the biggest deal in sports history. My God, when I heard this, I'm at a little birthday party from one of my goddaughters, her first 1-year-old birthday. Somebody nudged me and says, yo, did you see it? Did I see what? I says, oh my God, $700 million stunner? Oh, for 10 years? My God. Listen, he's 29 years old. His pitching arm is done. His pitching arm is done until 2025. So, I was saying to myself, I knew the Angels wasn't going to pay that money because around August, when the arm went out, I saw the game. When the arm went out on him, he had to get Tommy John and all that surgery and all that and all this. Angel fans, the diehard Angel fans told the ownership, do not sign this man for $600 million. No way, don't do that. Hey, fans, listen, sports fans in general, when we are fans and we are strong and ownership listens, 80% of the time as fans, we get what we want. Angel fans did not want him for that $600 million, so they let him go. Dodgers, he's all yours. Now, my question is this. Are you giving him $700 million for the next 10 years in hopes that the pitching arm comes back to the way it was? That's one. Two, you giving him $700 million coming into this 2024 season just to hit. Now, my question is he DHing? What is it? If you giving him $700 million, if you giving him $70 million, because that's what it comes down to, $70 million per year for the next 10 years. If you giving him $70 million for this season coming up 2024, just the DH and don't hit the field? Or is he hitting the field in what position? Is you moving him to the first base? Where's he playing? You know, I mean, there's so many questions. Where's he playing? I mean, you're not giving him $70 million just to DH. Come on, you ain't that thirsty. Okay? I know Dodgers, y'all been winning 100 games and better these last 2 seasons, but getting knocked out, you got swept in this wild card game that just took place this season. So if you that thirsty to pay this man $70 million for the next 10 years at $700 million, and you not sure, we ain't sure, nobody's sure how that arm is going to be. Listen, you guys, good luck. Now, Shohei Ohtani, if he could get back that arm the way it was, and the hitting being the way it is, because it got cleared by the doctors that, listen, he's ready to go far as the hitting. It's just that the arm, far as pitching, is not going to be ready So they say into 2025. We gonna see. Listen, I can go on and on with a Shohei Ohtani. Listen, they'll get that money back. You know what I mean? They'll, the fans and, listen, they gonna get the money back. That's not the question. I mean, you talking $700 million. I mean, no one in sports history. $70 million per year. Oh, my God. I want to move on to the second hottest topic. Yes, we're talking about the in-season tournament champions, Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, for all you haters out there. My Lakers, yes, 7-0. We went 7-0 in this tournament. Some would say this ain't no real tournament. Listen, I don't know for those who've been saying it. Okay, I've been hearing it. I'm getting a few texts on it. Listen, if you ain't been watching none of the in-season tournament games, then please don't make your comments, because this was almost like playoff atmosphere for some of these games, for most of these games. Not some, for most of these games. These dudes were getting it in. Now, Phoenix Suns, KD was holding them down. Booker, he came in. I think he got at least 3-4 games in. I'm not sure. We already know what happened with Bill. So Phoenix Suns, listen, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get a pass. Y'all definitely get a pass. But everyone else had their key players for the most part. Some of the rotation players may have been hurt. But everybody else was going in. I mean, I was watching the tournament. Everybody was going in. I mean, for the tournament, for a first-time tournament, to get these guys engaged, to get them engaged and to get us as fans engaged at the beginning of the season was definitely a plus for NBA. I'm not saying that because my Lakers won. I'm on real. I'm NBA, I'm NBA level. I'm basketball number one. That's my sport, number one. So everybody, I think, enjoyed it, whether your team, depending on how far your team went or not. You know what I'm saying? But I believe with this in-game tournament, we got the look. We got a chance to look at certain teams. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's still early. Yes, teams are going to still make moves come February when the deadline come. But you got a little taste of who may be there or who may not. You know what I'm saying? We going to see. It's too early. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely too early. So let's get started with today's topic. The topic is your NBA team. Your NBA team. Everybody know who my NBA team is, you know what I'm saying? Right? Who's your NBA team? Okay? For all you NBA lovers, listen, it's over 20 games now in the books. Over 20 games in the books. Yes, the NBA in-tournament season has just finished. Yes, my Lakers are the champs. Yes, and I'm going to move on with that. But listen, you had some teams that is getting really serious about what just took place, because I was listening to a few coaches and listening to a few players as this in-season tournament was going on. And yeah, you had a lot of smack talking. Okay, the biatches were mentioned, right? I'm not naming names. I ain't naming no names. I'm just mentioning this because this how serious this tournament was. Okay, so NBA, we got over 20 games in. Okay, the in-season tournament is finished. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Now, some teams got their identity. The identity is set. You know who they are. And then you got some teams you just don't know their identity yet. You know what I'm saying? You got coaches who just lost. You know what I'm saying? And you got coaches who know what they're doing. Okay? We've seen that in these first 20 games. Okay? Now, my thing is this. When it's 40 games in, when it's 40 games in, we already at the half of the season, then you're going to know, like always, you're going to know who's going to be around in that 1 through 8 in the playoffs and who's got that chance in that, you know what I'm talking about, that 9, 10, 11, and 12, right? The play-in. Because, listen, the play-in is going to be the play-in. And for those who are trying to avoid the play-in, I believe come that 40th game in the season, right, it's going to be really on as soon as that All-Star break is over. We got a taste of a tournament. And I'm going to keep going back to this in-season tournament because I was watching. I don't know about you guys. I'm really watching who was playing every night. And I'm saying to myself, yo, listen, they just need this or they just need that. If they can get this or that in the deadline come February, ooh, they're going to be a scary team. I mentioned last week in my show, Orlando Magic. If the GM is smart, don't touch nothing. Leave everything the way it is. You know what I'm saying? The starting 5, the rotation players, don't touch that. Okay? Some teams need to be touched. And some need to be touched a lot. But if you want to make the play-in and that 1 through 8 playoffs, listen, it starts now. And I am so happy. I'm ecstatic that there's no low management this year. Because we're going to see who can hang these 82 games. That low management is going to really, really take us back to the days where cats were playing the whole season and then some. So, your bodies. We already know about LeBron James. He beat 39 in a couple of weeks, right? You got the Al Horfords, right? Okay, I'm just throwing names out there. We're going to see who can hang. I know LeBron spend $1 million off season every year on his body. We're going to see if the old king, because he's still the king in my books. I just call him the old king. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see if he can hang for these 82 games. Listen, it's going to be a season that we ain't see in a minute. Why? Because there's no there's no low management. There's no low management. And due to the fact there's no low management, listen, we going to see who going to be in that 1 through 8 in that play-in. And listen, it's going to be on fire. I can't just wait. I mean, I'm watching every other day. No, I'm not catching every game. Okay? No way in hell I can catch every game, right? But you know, I'm a stick and glue with my Lakers. So, you know, I'm trying to catch every game. And now, listen, those West Coast games, they're rough. They rough. I got to get up 5:30 in the morning. So there's going to be some Laker games I'm definitely going to be missing. But I want to move on. I really believe if everybody stays healthy, if key players stay healthy, if you can get the Bradley Bills back, Phoenix Sun, if you can keep I'm talking about Booker with his hamstrings not going out of whack on him. If you can keep those starting 5s for those elite teams, for those very good teams, for those decent teams, and you can keep the rotation players, if they can stay healthy, we know players going to get hurt, but if you can stay healthy, for the most part, the starting 5 and the rotation players, this NBA season will be like, something we ain't seen in a long time. So for this topic, I have a few guests for this show. I got to introduce my guests because, listen, we talking NBA teams here, people. My first guest is Jay Ice from Brooklyn, New York. I got, yes, I got Thomas from Houston, Texas. Yes, Midwest is in the house. Also, I got Jimbo from Harlem, New York, people. I got Brian from Brooklyn, New York. Also, we got Rail from St. Louis, Missouri. Midwest is in the house. And yes, I'm jumping in on this show. I got to get a piece of this. So you know I got to get a piece of this. Listen, fellas, I got 7 questions for y'all. But before I ask these questions, how y'all doing? Talk to me.
Doing well, brother. Doing well. Supporting the OMMY show.
All right. Yeah. Come on. I know it's a Sunday night. You know what I mean? Football game. Come on. Dinner, getting ready to eat and all that. Listen, give it to me. Listen, y'all got to give me the meat and potatoes with the cranberry sauce, with the eggnog on the side. We in the holiday season. I'm feeling good. I got a lot of energy, as you can see. So y'all give it to me. We talking about NBA team, your team, that you've been dying with for the longest. So give it to me. Bring it. Listen, Jay Ice, we're going to start with you. Question number 1. How long have you been a Knicks fan and why? Talk to me.
I've been a Knicks fan since Willis Reed days, man. Since before he was walking out on the court with that bandaged knee. Made all the difference in the world. First basketball, Willis Reed basketball.
We talking
signature
what?
and all.
Yeah.
Little stick on.
Okay.
Made a difference.
Then
Clyde. Then the Pearl.
Okay.
Couldn't go no place. Knicks for life.
Knicks for life. All right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even got to ask you why. You named the icon, so I already know why. There was no need to go nowhere else, I guess. Right? They haven't done you wrong all these years, so we're going to leave it alone. Thomas, same question. Why are you how long have you been a Trailblazer fan and why?
Yeah, I've been a Trailblazer fan now since the 90s, early 2000s. Started off a LA Laker fan, born and raised a LA Laker fan, of course, the Tommy Ami. You know, my dad transferred over to the Portland Trailblazers once those guys got, you know, the Scottie Pippins, the Rasheed Wallaces, the Bonzi Wells, the Brandon Roys, you know, and all of that. So since then.
Yeah, I remember that crew. Those were good old days for the Trailblazers. Drexler and the boys. Same question, Jimbo. Why are you a Celtic fan? How long have you been a Celtic fan and why?
I've been a Celtic fan since the early 80s. The reason why, I've always seen Boston compete with the best of the best. They was monsters on the boards, jump shots. In the center, of course, you know, Robert Parrish, Dave Conway. It was always just good to watch them play straight up basketball.
Yeah. You talking about the good old days with the Celtics, the 80s. Yes. Same question, Brian. Why are you a Sixer fan? How long have you been a Sixer fan and why?
I've been a Sixer fan since Embiid been on the team. I don't have a team. I didn't grow up with a team. Because for me, I ride with players.
Okay.
And I've been on basketball teams. I'm a basketball player at heart. So, and all my teams, I'm always arguing for my guy. So if I'm going to argue for my guy that I like, I got to roll with that team.
That's true.
So I always roll with Jordan's Bulls. I roll some with Kobe and the Lakers. I roll with J. Kidd when he had the Nets.
Right.
Of course, LeBron's career. You know, I'm a LeBron fan too. Right. So, you know, I roll with the team, with the people that I like, the teams that the person that I like, I roll with that team.
All right. So Embiid is the reason why you are a Sixer fan.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you for that. Rel, same question. Why are you a Bull fan? How long have you been a Bull fan and why?
All right, man. So I'm a 90s baby. Grew up during the early 90s. So everything was Michael Jordan growing up. Michael Jordan, Scottie, you know, Rodney. Then after Jordan retired, I kind of bounced around. I was a huge T-Mac fan. Used to love Penny. Used to love Vince Carter, Steve Francis, all of them. Then I became a Bulls fan again around like 04, 05 when they had Kurt Heinrich, Ben Gordon, Ben Wallace, and all of them because their offense was just high speed. Really, they kind of play like how the Warriors play. Well, Warriors like 2015, 16.
Right.
Back in like 04, 05, because Kurt Hammer being Gordon used to rain down threes. And then they had swept the Heat the year after they won the championship. And then another thing was like, a lot of people wasn't really like rolling with the Bulls at that time. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and take, the people that's being overlooked because they offense kind of hot. And then D Rose came and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and stick with them.
And then they stuck with him.
Right, but now it's kind of tough right now.
Well, listen, you got the Rosen, you got Levine, you got a nice crew there. Valanciunas, yeah, everybody talk about they want to leave, but we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Now, listen, thank all 5 of y'all for your responses. Now I got to get in this. Why I'm a Laker fan? How long I've been a Laker fan? 77 Laker fan. Why? Because I was a Knicks fan, born and raised here in New York City growing up. And them damn Knicks just let walk Clyde Frazier, traded him to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I was too young to understand why. My father and my uncles trying to explain the business to me. I wasn't trying to hear it. And then seeing Frazier on the bench in the Cleveland Cavalier uniform, I said, the hell with the Knicks. I'm never rooting for them again. I was a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fan. Kareem was already on his way to the L.A. So I said, I'm going to follow him from Milwaukee to L.A. And then the rest is just history. You already know what it is. He joined Norm Nixon, and you already know who came 2 years later. Showtime, it was over. So that's why I'm a Laker fan to this day. Thank all of y'all for question number 1. Question number 2. We are over 20 games into the season. Do you like or dislike the roster your general manager or vice president of operations assembled? Jay Ice, as a Knicks fan, talk to me.
I think Rose and Worldwide West, they've done a decent job of not messing things up as the Knicks management has done in the past.
Okay.
We got a good squad. We got some nice people on the bench that's still filling out. So we run about 10 deep very easily and stuff. So I like the squad that we got. We could use somebody who's an impact player. We get rid of the knucklehead Randall and maybe turn something in that might be a little help. But I think we're good to go. We got some draft picks in the draft coming up. We got 4 years contract. We can probably dump that. So listen, this year we hope for the best. I like what we got. We win this in-season tournament. That's a feather in the cap. Then we try to make the playoffs. Get some good draft. That's the way I see it. I think we're good.
Yeah, we're going to get into the Randalls a little later. I'm hearing a lot of Randalls from a lot of Knicks fans, and it's not good. So, I want you to explain that to me a little later. Same question, Thomas. Same question. We are over 20 games into this season. Do you like or dislike the roster your general manager and vice president of operations assembled for your Trailblazers?
I am not happy at all.
Okay. Talk to me.
Not happy at all. I obviously, first and foremost, I want to say that I feel set up, because I got a text about, standing by my team for this episode earlier this week. Text could have came last year, when we still had Lillard, but it's all good. We got rid of Lillard, and it feels like we got nothing in return for him. And I don't know what's up there. I don't know who to blame there. But I know he wanted out, and maybe we put a little bit of trust or hope into this young guy Scoop, but it's not panning out well right now. He's not a Lillard. It's not looking like it anyway. And so, I'm not happy right now. But I'm trying to stay loyal and work through the trenches with my squad.
Okay. You do it. You're gonna ride or die with him. I hear that. Same question. You like Scoop? Okay. Same question, Jimbo. We are over 20 games into this season. Do you like or dislike the roster your general manager and vice president assembled?
First of all, I'd like to have a moment of silence for the panel for all of those teams that are not great and don't have really anything productive to say. I love love the way the roster's been put together. Porzingis, Drew, the new additions, and the exit of certain players, like Marcus and other players. But we're going to get to it. Right now, Jason Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, Drew, the bench is looking good. The coach is doing a greater job than what he did last year. Only because he's trusting the players now. I don't think he trusted them as much last year. He only believed in 2 players, Brown and Tatum, and we know what happened to them towards the end. But thus far, the 20 games, we look competitive. We look confident. White is playing great. Yes, and I'm going to leave it at that for now.
Yes, he is. Okay.
Porzingis is going to put y'all over the top. That was a killer trade for y'all.
Look, I got a shirt for you if you would like one.
Brian, same question, Brian. Sixer fan. It's over 20 games into this season. Do you like or dislike the roster? The general manager and vice president of operations assembled for the Sixers.
Well, sometimes they say the trade you don't make is the best trade. And they did trade with the Clippers, but they didn't get Terrence Mann, who they really wanted.
True.
And I think that if they would have brought Terrence Mann in and try to force him to be the number 2 to Embiid, it would have stunted Maxi's growth. And right now we see what Maxi's doing when they gave him the reins. So right. I think that's the best thing that happened for them, that they didn't get Terrence Mann. And so I think the Sixers are good, man. They taken off with Maxey doing his thing and be the top scorer in the league. So, I'm happy with that. I just think when it comes to the GM historically with the Embiid era, they messed up when they traded up. They traded up to pick Markelle Fultz instead of staying where they was at so they could get Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
If they got Tatum, we talking of something different now.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much for that, Brian. Same question, Rail, about your Bulls.
So on paper, we have a solid team. Like Zach LaVine was one of my favorite prospects. DeRozan been one of my favorite players for years. And Lonzo Ball, a solid point guard, but he's been hurt for years now. Mm-hmm. And LaVine and DeRozan seem like they both trying to leave the team. And we've been getting more production with them on the bench. And like while we trying to shop them around. So I'll be more satisfied with the roster once we get rid of them and send them to wherever they want to go. And if we get like a young prospect that got some energy that could like probably lead the team and have like a vet come around and like teach them like at the same time, then that'd be great. That's why I really wanted us to get Harden when he was trying to shop around, but that didn't happen. So I'm really not that pleased until we figure out what we're gonna do.
Okay. Oh, you wanted Harden before he went to the Clippers? Okay. All right. Okay.
For who?
LaVine or DeRozan? Since they don't want to be there no more.
Yeah, they definitely they make it, especially LaVine's for the last 2 years. He's making it real clear. I don't want to be here.
Yeah,
next year Harden wouldn't want to be there either.
Yeah,
I wouldn't trust Harden.
You can't trust him. Well, for me as a Laker fan, I'm ecstatic what we did over the summer. I'm just jumping for joy. Love my roster. Oh, do I love my Laker roster. My only problem, and I'll get into that later, and I ain't going to get into it right now because that's for another question. Yes, I love what my Rob Pelinka, you hear me say my Rob Pelinka, he deserves the award for the Executive of Operations Award this season. What he put together. And I'm going to leave it alone like that. Question number 3. Knick fan J Ice. What position on your team you feel management needs to improve on? Yeah.
That's such a laugher. There's only one position.
I know what you're gonna say.
That's that 4. That knucklehead Randall, man. I tell you, I've been trying to get rid of him for 3 years and stuff. He's I would like to say mercurial, but that ain't it. He's self-destructive. You just don't know when he's gonna blow up. You can't count on him to build a team around him. and stuff. So
So Randall is your issue, along with a lot of other Knick fans I talk to, and I'm trying to understand. I mean, he's giving it to you. What, he giving you 2010 a night, something like that, correct? What is his? What is it? His attitude? What is it?
They give you 2010 and then give up 2010 to the other team, and then do some dumb head stuff and cost you when it really counts. You know, he needs to be. He's a veteran that should be a leader, and when it comes time to lead, he's not leading.
He's not leading.
And he's got the skill set. I mean, because when he's on, last couple of games, man, he's been taking it inside, doing the do and stuff like that, and that's good. But then, you know, who knows? Come January, you know, he's blowing them up.
Yeah. Okay. I see. You know more than me about Randall now. Okay, because you know he's. Yeah, it is not a good look to me anyway. It's not a good look. Same question, Thomas. Same question. What position, or maybe in your case, what positions with an S on your team you feel management needs to improve on?
You know, yeah, it's pretty much the 2 through the 5. You know, we need improvements at. You know, I'm not gonna I'm gonna show some respect and love to the new draftee Scoop. You know, he's got some talent, but he's not ready yet to run the team. You know, so we just need to pray for some you know, the upcoming draft, and maybe we don't even have pieces to really trade for, you know, this season. And so yeah, we're a work in progress going into the next couple of seasons, man. It's real bad for us right now.
But hold up, don't y'all got Ayton?
Never, like I said, 2 through the 5. You know what I'm saying? Ayton just left the Suns with Booker, and they couldn't work it out. He's not who we thought he was gonna be, and at this point, I don't think he ever will. So anything that has Ayton at the 5, he's an anchor, and not in a defensive way. He's pulling the team down. And so I need him out of there. I need him out of there, and I need him all the way to the 2 out of there. You know, we got rid of Lillard. We got rid of, you know, what's my guy? Other shooter too.
Hold up. Is it Grant still there?
McCallum.
Grant.
Yeah. He's still there.
Grant's still there. I mean, come on, Grant is good.
Listen, we talking about wanting to see our teams do better. And be the talk of the town, right? How you talking about your Lakers, that's how I want to be able to talk about my Portland Trailblazers. Grant is great. You know, he kind of reminds me of your guy Randall over at the Knicks, you know. But Randall must have the best agent in the world, because he gets promoted like he's the number 1 guy everywhere he goes. And he's really not that. He's really a 2 or 3 option. And that's the problem. People are expecting more out of him than they need to. And so I'm not expecting much out of Ayton, is what I'm trying to tell you. I would like to see him out of there. We need a shooter. You know, we need a lot right now. So yeah, you answered it for me. The 1 through the 4, 2 through the 5.
2 through the 5. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. Same question, Jimbo. Any improvements that you need on that Celtic team?
Well, we always could use improvements. I just think we have to play with more tenacity, more aggressive. We're not aggressive enough to me. We're casual. I want to see the killer instinct. I want to see that Mamba instinct, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't want us to always have to play like we just walking up the court nonchalant. We're good in 1 through 5. The bench is decent. The big men are decent. Drew is a shooter. He can control the floor of the game. Derek White is also. So I don't have a lot of complaints. If Brown just strengthens his left hand and Tatum plays a little more aggressive and stop looking for the referees to help him. You know, when he starts his, you know, twirling and spinning and all of that kind of, you know, but we're good. I don't have a lot of complaints. Pitcher coming off the bench. He's a shooter. He could streak at times. It's still early. And I'm happy with what we have right now.
All right. Celtics fans is happy. What about the Sixer fan, Brian? Any improvements there?
Well, all contenders could upgrade on both of their bench. So, you know, you can always be looking for that. But other than that, I think they got what they need. one switch I would like to see is I our power forward position. You know, so I don't like Harris.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we should just go ahead and get that to Oubre. You know,
Uh,
and you know, and be more athletic and get out there and play better defense because Tobias Harris don't play no defense. I'm tired of seeing him in the starting lineup. You know, I think it's time for him to sit down.
oh my
And I
God.
think when Oubre get back, we can put him in there and we take off.
Yeah, you mentioned Tobias, and I just mentioned him in another show. One thing rule my rule in this podcast show is not to disrespect the players. I love disrespecting the coaches on up, but Tobias is making me ready. I'm getting ready to go south on him real quick. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah. Rail, same questions. Any improvement that your Bulls need?
Man, we
Since
need
they
a whole
went out.
we need a whole facelift. We need to start with the point guard and then just work our way down. We got because we have Kobe, but I really haven't seen any improvements from Kobe White since we drafted him for us. So he's more so a six man. And
Yep.
because Lonzo was originally our point guard to be the captain of the team,
Right.
but he's been hurt, and so we need to start over with a point guard, get someone on the wing that's like got a solid body that could drop to the hole and like play some defense for us, and then work our way to the five. So those are our main three positions we should focus on.
Okay. All right. Well, for me as a Laker fan, this is going to be real quick. We don't need no improvements.
Excuse me.
And so I'm going to move on to the next question. Is that quick? I'm just going to move on to the next question. Question number 4, Knick fan, Jay Ice. Do you think your team have the right coach for the job?
I love Tibbs. I love Tibbs. I mean, he's brought that defensive posture, but I need a coach that's going to go and get some more out of those deeper down the bench players and stuff. You know, he holds on to the veterans really close. You know, that's what he leans on. And as we saw the last 2 years, the boys are like 10 deep, but it took 2 years to find that out and develop them. And we still got a couple on the bench that we just drafted that, you don't get to see them. You got to bring them in. I think we need somebody that can keep that defensive mindedness, be experienced. If Tibbs can change, he's changing some. So I'm not saying get rid of Tibbs. I'm saying he got this year, but he's got to adapt some of his methodology and thinking, to bring out the best in everyone. I mean, we got this kid Jericho Sims. Boy can jump out the roof, and he's not going to get any light, but
he's good.
Tibbs got to make some spots. Grimes would have never saw Grimes and McBride.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for injuries.
Yeah, Obi, getting rid of Obi was like I didn't know what y'all was thinking. I don't know what y'all was thinking when y'all got rid of Obi. That's just y'all got rid of.
I didn't even know they got rid of Obi and stuff in July until like a month ago. He had a heart attack.
Yeah, oh my God.
And we done got his brother Toppin?
Yeah. Same question, Trailblazer fan. Are you cool with your coach? You think he's doing the right job? What? Chauncey Billups.
So, I'm one of the type of guys that I'm not gonna put it on the. We good. The coach we got is straight. This lineup behind me though. This is the bench lineup. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just reality, and I try to keep that in mind. What respects to school, respects to all these guys here, the NBA players. They made it. But this is the bench lineup to me, and I can't fault the coach.
You can't fault the coach. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your honesty. Same question. Celtic fan, same question. Are you good with your coach? Basically.
I'm good with the coach, basically. And I love the addition of Sam Cassell. They're thinking about bringing Rondo in. I'm talking about Sam Cassell as an assistant.
Right.
They're thinking about bringing Rondo in. And you also know Paul Pierce is always around. And Kevin Garnett. So I'm happy with the coach. He had to fill big shoes, after that situation.
Yeah.
And he's learning, he's developing, but we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And they're paying the players as you know. So we're going to be fine. I don't have a lot of bad things to say. I'm listening to everyone else, and it's kind of depressing. And the coach is great. We're good. We're going to get better as it go on. You're going to see.
Yeah, I hear you. Same question.
A lot of bad things to say. I mean, we can always improve. Porzingis stays healthy, we're good. He starts to play a lot of the bench early on in the season, so they can get that confidence, so they can come out, the starters can come out with a 15, 20-point lead and feel comfortable taking a break.
Yeah, I'm with you. I hit you. Yeah, I've been watching your Celtics. I see. Yeah, it's an issue, but that's an issue though. Yeah, y'all don't hold leads. Y'all haven't been holding leads lately in the last couple of years. So, but that's for another show.
The Eagles just lost. We got smacked.
It's all good.
The ball. I mean, see, once you start excellence, that's what everybody expects.
Right.
Oh, you can't blow a lead. But look, we have leads. I can't say that for a lot of other teams.
That's true.
Also, we get the W. Hey, It ain't always going to be pretty. It's not going to always make the highlights, but we win. We know how to win.
Thank you for that, Celtic fan. Same question, Sixer fan. Are you good with the new coach? Because Doc Rivers ain't there no more.
Yeah, Doc is gone. We got Nick Nurse. It's really kind of early to say, but I do want to see him make that tweak like I was talking about with Tobias Harris. Right. I think he would have made it if there wasn't some injuries and things like that. But no, we'll see. Okay. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay. All right. Same question, Bull fan. Rel, you good with the coach?
Billy, yeah, I am. I actually a huge fan of Billy ever since he was at Florida with Noah, Joakim Noah. So he's doing the best he can with the roster situation, all of that, and I really enjoy his strategy and how he try to get the team up together and all of that. So yeah, he's cool.
Okay. Well, I was quick with my response. Question number 3, I said we didn't need no improvement because we don't. But this question number 4, my coach Ham, I'm not sure, and I'm waiting for another. I'm waiting for another 10 to 15 more games. Now that we got everybody back healthy, we just got everybody back healthy. I don't know if he can manage this team. It's not going to be on Rob Pelinka this year. It's going to be strictly on him. Okay, his rotations is suspect. So I'm not sure. I'll know, get back to y'all in the next 10 to 15 games if I think he's the right man for the job. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. And I'm not the only one saying that. You got all the LA writers who follow the Lakers, saying the same thing, and they've been saying it at the first 10 games, and I didn't want to get into that. I wanted to wait at least the first 20 games, but we had key rotation players out. Now everybody's back as of last night. Everybody's back for the Lakers. Full roster now. So now I want to wait to see what he does with this roster in the next 10 games. Then I can really answer this question. Question number 5, Nick fan, J Ice. So the training period ends February 8th coming up in a few more months. Let's say your team gets what they need, which depends on the trading block, right? How far you think your team will go this season? Please explain.
And I tell you this, I've always been one of those purists that says, things you go into the league, into the season with your team, and you try to make it through with that team. But we got some players like Fournier, like I said, big contract, sitting on the bench. He's not being a real additive person to the team because we got everybody else in front of it. We need some, and then we got the knucklehead Randall. I think we can get rid of somebody, get somebody else in, get Jeremy Grant, get Bogdanovich. Get somebody who's going to put in some points and be more of a solid player that we can count on, and take us over the top. Is because sometimes only that one person that you need, and you may not suspect a small trade. We don't have to sell the team. We ain't gonna do nothing like we did for Carmelo. If that's the case, then I'm gonna be a Laker fan too.
Right. So before I move on to the next, I'm gonna stick and stay with you, Nick fan, because you said if they get rid of Randall come February, trade time, and you can say you can get a Jeremy Grant, which is who's on the Blazers right now, and you named another player. My question, right, and so my question will be, let's say you get those two, and Randall's gone. How far you think that Knicks team is going?
And I think we're going all the way.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. If that's what you feel, if you feel Jeremy Grant and Bob, what? But who?
Bogdanovich.
Right. If you feel those two could get you to the promised land, is what I want to know. Okay, and I hope that happens for you.
Small trades, no big blockbusters. We can't do
Okay.
that.
Same question, Blazer fan. Same question. The deadline, February deadline is trading deadline is February 8th next year. Let's say your team gets what they need. You got a picture behind you, Thomas, of your starting five, who you say is actually bench players. So, I don't know who's out there for the trade come February. Ain't gonna be too much. So I need to know who you think you can get and how far you think you could go with that team.
Listen, at this point, like I said, this is why, it's all good. We're waiting for the draft, and to run it back next year and see what happens summertime. But, we talking about these guys here, man. We not getting much. Who are we getting? We talking about trading, first and foremost, as the head of the Portland Trailblazers organization, we do not want Randall over here. We'll stick with what we got, and out. And so shouts out to the Knicks. Hope things work out for them, but we don't want Randall over here. But yeah, no, I think we're just gonna have to, wait our turn, man. It's a wrap for us over here, is what I think.
Okay.
Who we getting for? Who we getting with this lineup? Who we getting?
Well, listen, I don't know. I think y'all can get something for Ayton and Jeremy Grant.
Like who? Like who that's
space
going to be an upgrade a little bit.
Upgrade. Well, all the upgrades is on lockdown. They ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? The lockdown, the contract is already on lockdown. So ain't too many.
Need a big man. So, Ayton is going to hold things down a little bit in the paint. He's going to be a body. But once we get rid of him, who we trading for? Big man wise.
Yeah.
We at a brick wall right now.
Yeah, you may be right about that. Same question, Celtic fans. Same question. Trade deadline is next in 2 more months, February. Do you guys got what you need? Is it?
Now we have what we need. Our backs are not against the wall, but I would like a 4-player. I would like a guy like a Randall. It may sound crazy because you guys really hate Randall. But if Randall was to come over to Boston with the culture that's here, that's just like Golden State has a culture, you could contain him. His attitude would change because he would have no choice. At the Knicks, you really don't have no leadership over there. He thinks he's the leader. He has a good game, and then the next game he goes berserk. He doesn't take the medication. He's all crazy and what have you. I think that he would be good on Boston if we could contain his attitude, slow him down. I don't know what kind of medicine they have out there that'll keep you a little slow. But real talk. I would like another big power player like Randall. Randall's a great player. He can play. It's just that he gets a little out there because he thinks he's the man. They don't really have a culture over there. What's the Knicks culture?
Shots fired.
Sold out stadiums, arenas. That's about it. It's a
Wow.
Dolan culture.
Hey, let me tell you something. Those sold out stadiums really get you how many banners?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going in.
Okay.
Well, listen.
You get a lot of popcorn sales and T-shirts, but I ain't seen a banner up there since, damn, what, 73?
The last time the Celtics got one.
Yeah, it's dusty. It's dusty.
I can tell you this. I can tell you this. You know Kevin Garnett and them. We was the first super team really put together for this last run in this era, or the last era. But let me ask you this. You already know the question to it, because Tom always, we talk about this. Who has the most banners in the NBA?
Well, we tied right now. Yeah.
Volume up, because I didn't hear anything. Who has the most championship banners in the NBA?
Lakers in Boston.
Tom, that wasn't really for you.
Oh, okay. All right.
To those Knicks fans. Little Tom, he's not in it. You know,
Oh,
Marvin Webster was the last guy for them, right?
The last banner is always the last banner. It's always about the next one.
Right?
But I got a question for the Celtic fan. You saying you wouldn't mind having Randall if y'all can make that move, this trading coming up in February?
I'm just saying our backs are not against the wall, but I would like a player like him.
Right. So let's say you get a
ferociousness. He has a chip on his shoulder.
Right. So let's say
guard me. What? I'm bringing it to you. I like that. That toughness.
Right. So let's say you get Randall February, and you don't have to give up nothing really for him. How far you think you go then?
We're going all the way.
Going. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Go all the way.
Played last year, but we ran out of gas.
Ran out of. Same question, Brian. Same question for the Sixers.
I think that the Bulls are going to be sellers at the deadline. So all of the contenders are going to be looking to take their players. The one I want off of them is Zach LaVine. If he could take Melton's place in the starting lineup, that'd be good, because he's a shooter and he's a slasher. So you can't go wrong with that. Athletic, he could guard. So yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, Rail, you both fans, you're already up for sale. You just lost LaVine to the Sixers. Same question. Same question.
I feel like after we make our moves after the deadline, we probably make it to the play-in and upset someone during the play-in, and then that's probably it right there. That's a ceiling for this year.
Yeah. For me as a Laker fan, I'm good what we have, but it's an and. Only because right now we're in December. I'm looking at Russell, right? D'Angelo Russell. He's our starting point guard, right? But he's a liability on defense. And he's a liability on defense, especially in the fourth quarter. So, I'm not sure if I still want him. I only want him in the fourth quarter in the game if he's on and popping with his offense. But if his offense ain't on, I need him sitting down. So Coach Ham already answered that for me, because he's been doing that. It's been games that he hasn't even seen the fourth quarter. So I want to see how far he goes without catching an attitude and making a stink about it. If he doesn't make a stink about it, then come deadline, we can keep him. I'm good with it. But if he starts making a stink, then get rid of him, trade deadline. Russell, that's the only issue I may have right now with my Lakers. Moving on to question number 6. Nick fan, what would be the accomplishment for you as a fan with your current coach and no roster change? I know we just finished talking about deadline, so no roster change. Okay, no roster change. Is it to win a certain number of games? Make it to the play-in? Make it to a certain round in the playoffs, or win it all? Please explain.
All of the above, Tom. All of the above. We need to win at least 50 games. 50 plus. We need to make it into the playoffs, play in or not. We need to advance. And we got the team that we can win. Everything is all subjective and stuff, but the players, I don't take no pressure off of them. I expect them to win. I expect them to get it together. Expect them to get some heart, get some grit,
Right.
and then to be able to go one game at a time. But they got to get through the season first.
So you saying with this current roster and your coach, deadline comes in February and y'all don't do nothing. You saying you can win it all with this team right here?
On what the other teams do, but yeah, I think we got a squad, man. We got a squad.
Okay, all right. Talk to me. Don't be shy.
Randall can, I complain about Randall because, like, Jimmy says, bonehead sometimes, but he's a player, and he's the one with heart that we got on the team. If he could do an X-Man job, and put that heart in the rest of them, they galvanize. So. Okay. I'm not ashamed of my team, man. I'm not ashamed of my team.
All right. Okay. Listen. Yeah. Well, Blazer fan, I don't even think I need to ask you that because I already know where you coming from. Ask you anyway. You want to respond?
No, for sure. Our successful, our coach by the end of this year looks a little bit different than the rest of the teams on this panel. To me, it looks like being able to help this young guy Scoot grow drastically within the next year, mentally, physically, all the above, going into the next year, into the draft, free agency, all of that. If we can see Scoot this coming year, next season, right, that's top notch, can't be messed with. It'll be because of that coaching staff. It'll be because of the vets on that team. It ain't many of them, but yeah, that's what I'll look forward to see. I'm not judging based on records or amount of games or none of that because you already know how I feel about the squad in total. Right. But I think the focus should be to pour into that young man.
Okay, so it's about Chauncey giving him the tools and the education to be a better NBA player going into his second season. All right, I got that.
When you're talking about point guard, what it ain't too many coaching point guards. Chauncey is Chauncey.
Chauncey, right? Of course. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Same question, Jimbo. Same question.
Repeat the question. I'm falling asleep listening to all these bad stories.
Question number 6 is, what would be the accomplishment for you as a fan with your current coach and no roster change? That's February comes, y'all don't do nothing. Is it to win certain games?
It would be to win the championship. But I would love to see the coach make adjustments at the right time and not to just leave certain players in there. Another situation I feel that can hurt us, letting that coach, we live by that jump shot. If you live by that jump shot, you'll die by that jump shot. Yes, because you can't shoot a high percentage all the time. So we do have Jalen and Brown and Tatum. They do go to the basket. We have Drew. He's another one. And Porzingis, the looper. And he's a big man, 7-footer. But I just would love to see the coach tell those guys to take the ball to the basket a little more. Because when you fall in love with that three, you can die by that three.
Yeah, that's true. So true. Same question, Brian. Same question, Sixer fan.
So you want to know if I think my team is going to win it this year?
Well, basically is what I'm asking. What I'm asking is what accomplishment as a fan that you would want to see far as when there's no when there's no change to the roster, you got your coach, right? The deadline comes in February. Let's say you guys don't do nothing. How far you think your team can go? What is the accomplishment? Is the accomplishment for the Sixers just to make it into the play-in? Is it to get 70, 75 wins? Or is it to win it all? Is it go to the third round in the playoffs or win it all? What is it?
Yeah, me personally, I would say the Eastern Conference Finals because Embiid has not got past the second round yet. And to me, Boston right now is a superior team, so getting by them is going to be tough. We will have to get lucky. Everything got to bounce right. Yeah, I see Boston as the better team right now. So if we could get to them and play the Eastern Conference Finals against them and give ourselves a chance, like we went to 7 games with them last year.
Right.
Maybe we can do it.
All right. So Eastern Conference Final, that would be the accomplishment. Okay, got it. Same question, Rel. What would be the accomplishment, fan, as a Bull fan?
Man, getting past the play-in and actually getting into the first round of the playoffs.
Okay.
That'd be an accomplishment that I haven't seen from him in forever.
Yeah. You being honest. This is a Bull fan. He's definitely being honest. Well, as a Laker fan, I got 2 accomplishments. I want to see better rotation from my coach. All right? Better rotation. It can't be the same rotation for every team you play each and every night. You got to rotate what's out there, what you're going against. And that he has to work on. That's my issue. That's a lot of Laker Nation issues. But my Lakers, I'm expecting them to at least go back to the Western Conference Finals, get in, and win it all. That's what I'm looking for this season. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the last question, fellas. Stay with me. Knick fan, this question is not related to this topic. If every player is healthy just before the play-in tournament and stays healthy throughout the playoffs, who do you think will win it all? And so if it ain't your teams, who you think will win it all? Basically, what I'm asking is, if everybody's healthy, key players start right. So when the playoff starts, that 1 through 8, right after the play-in is over, that 1 through 8, if your team is in or not in, and everybody's healthy, the starting 5 is healthy, the rotation players is healthy, who you think will win it all this season? Don't have to be your team, fellas.
I tell you, the hope and the pray, and as a Knick fan, is that I want my boys to be in it. But when you look at the play-in tournament right now, what they got? You got Milwaukee, you got Philly, you got Boston, you got the West Coast teams and stuff that the Kings. Yeah. I mean, I ain't no fool. I want my boys to win. I think they can compete, but there's Phoenix, man. Phoenix kills us. I went to the game and saw them kill us.
That's wrong.
And so I think Phoenix, man. Milwaukee, Boston, definitely, because like I said, the Porzingis trade. We should never got rid of him, but they got their middle man, and he can shoot from the outside. So, I don't think Philly though. They're missing somebody. Embiid's he's
a beast.
He's the power, but he's one of those guys. By myself, like how Shaq was a little bit until he got
Kobe,
the support and stuff.
Right.
But I think it probably come out the East. It might be Boston, Milwaukee again and stuff. Knicks is a dark horse. In the West is Phoenix. I mean, in the Joker, I think it's there. But I love my Golden State too. But this ain't showing right now. So Phoenix is probably who I think. I think Phoenix might do it because Okay. So you got Phoenix coming out to be the 2024 champs. Thank you for that. Same question, Portland fan. Same question. If everybody's healthy, the 1 through 8, once the play-in is over, who do you think will be the 2024 champs is basically what I'm asking.
If everybody's healthy, I originally, when I was thinking just now, I was going to say Boston. They added Porzingis. But there's something about that team, man. They real light skin, man. They be giving up lead. They be wishy washy.
Light-skinned brothers don't get his respect. Light-skinned brothers still ain't getting respect.
Hear me out, though. Hear me out, though. You know, Jason Tatum, he can give you, nothing in the first half and then give you 40 in the second half. And so they're a very on and off team, And so when I thought about that and going against the best teams in the league, I have to say there'll be no other team that's more hungry and able, in my opinion, than the Bucks. With having Lillard over there, they've already won without him. Now they got him. That's the one thing he's looking for. He has something to prove right now. I don't think any team is going to be able to slow them down.
So we got Phoenix and we got the Bucks. Okay, same question, Celtic fan. If everybody's healthy, 1 through 8, the play-in tournament is over. Who is the 2024 NBA champs?
I think we'll be right there coming out of the East. But realistically, everyone's not going to be healthy. But the Bucks are very strong. They're right there too. Embiid, like somebody else said, he's just one guy. Then you can't forget the Miami Heat.
Okay.
They're tough. In the middle, they have shooters. They spread the floor. And this is an outside game now.
True.
It's all about shooting. So I think we'll be right there if we're healthy. I don't know who we'll be going up against. It just depends who stays healthy. That's the big question. But we'll be there. I can't really concern myself with everybody else.
So let me get this straight. So it sounds like Boston will be in the NBA Finals. But then again, it sounds like you're not sure if they're going to win it. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not sure who's going to win it, Tom. Because
okay, so you're not sure. Okay.
Listen to this, Tom. Okay. Everyone's not going to be healthy after 82 games.
Listen.
So hypothetically, we're winning the championship.
That's all I want. That's what I'm trying to pull out of you. That's what I want to hear. That's what I'm trying to pull out of you, because I know you want to say it.
We're winning the championship.
I know you want to say it. Same question, Brian. Sixers. Same question.
I'll start with my final four. Denver, Lakers, Sixers, Boston.
In that order.
Do the Lakers have a chance against the Denver Nuggets? No. That's done. The East, I think the Sixers might have a chance to get the Celtics if the Celtics are still trying to find who's their second guy, because they kind of like arm wrestling between Porzingis and the flasher guy. So they kind of fighting for that, and sometimes I see it's affecting their wins. That's why a lot of teams come back, honestly, because they're fighting to see who's the second guy on that team. And if they still have that issue going into the playoffs, the Sixers can get them. But ain't nobody beating Denver.
Okay.
I said this last year when they was going through their run. That team is just too much. Nobody's beating them. They're going to repeat.
But thank you for that honesty. Same question, Rail. Same question. Everybody's healthy. 1 through 8. Play-in tournament is over. Who you see winning it all?
I 1,000% believe that 100% healthy, Boston's probably take it this year. I feel like this is year they finally going to figure it out, and Tatum going to finally step up. Hometown kid. I'm probably a little biased, but okay. I feel like they may take it this year.
Okay. So what we got here? We got the Bucks, Phoenix, Celtics. We got Denver. We got Boston again. And this Laker fan, I'm going to say, you already know what I'm going to say. Listen. With this, my only issue, we'll win it all. My only issue, again, is my coach. I'm not sure if he knows how to manage this team. But I'm going to know in the next 20 games if he's that coach. If he can manage and know how to rotate, depending on who they playing, we got the team. Oh, we got the team. We got the bench. We got the height. We got the youth. Oh, yeah. And we got the king. So yes, Lakers, we'll get through the Joker. I think we got enough to throw at them because the Joker and them don't have the same bench that they had last season. They got rid of some pieces on that bench. I think it's going to hurt them come money time. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And that's hypothetical. Now, the reality is that LeBron ain't going to make it to the end of the season without getting hurt.
Or AD.
That's right.
Well, listen, fellas, I want to thank my guests, Jay Ice, Knick fan, Thomas, the Blazer fan, Jimbo, the Celtic fan, Brian, the Sixer fan, Rel, the Bulls fan. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me virtually in my basement. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with me in my basement. To my viewers and the listeners, please continue to check me out on YouTube and subscribe. Check me out on my streaming platforms, Apple and Spotify. Also, please remember to check out the Dewey Does Foundation that is fighting childhood obesity, which helps support youth sports, fitness, and health at DeweyDoes.com. Plus, check out the Even Flow Coffee Company, created to combine the interests of coffee lovers, fashion, and music. For more information or to make a purchase, visit evenflowcoffee.com. As I always say, sports is what keeps this world from going insane, either in a pandemic or no pandemic. Until next time, take care.